Hello and good evening, everybody. You are back with the crew, and it is one of our favorite nights of the week. It is IBC night with our brother Simon. Simon, how's it going tonight, brother?
It's going wonderful. Great to be back in school.
Right? This is
Yes.
class. Class is on. So, what do you? How you've? Let's just start this off just with some current affairs. How do you feel about yesterday's little debacle, if you will?
You mean Sunday to Monday? I think it was great, much needed, very expected. As far as we haven't done this yet, so finally we did it. In my time or in my world, right on time with the bull runs that I've been through. You know, we see those months, June, July, August, sideways and down. Like the volume of that is a whole different topic. I'm not going to get into that, but I've been looking for it down for a while. I'm glad we hit that, and I'm glad we're still floating around that 54K zone, so we can hold that. We're going to be definitely two pumps to the chest and reduces. Come this, thank you very much. End of September, October. Those are my speculative guesses.
Yeah, me
Wish
too.
I had 10 grand though.
Yeah. Yesterday morning, I was looking at it Sunday night, and I said, I'd like to put a little buy in at 49. That'd be a nice little buy spot right there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I didn't think XRP would drop as low as it did. I was kind of
shocked. What? That 44 cents on XRP, I was like, ooh, 48 was a yes, but I was really looking at 50, just basic TA structure, market structure. I was like, 50. I mean, that's 50. A safe bet. I've learned my lessons in crypto. If it can wick down here, I'll go a couple cents above that just to ensure that my order gets filled and I'm not left out there in the wind guessing the right price, but I was the last one in line.
Yeah, right. It's the worst.
Oh, it is. When you're right, but you showed up 10 minutes late to the party.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Yeah. Simon, can you answer this one? Let's go ahead and get started with the social.
Sure.
Social evening here.
Please tell us where I can. I don't actually have an address of the place that we're staying. That has not been divulged to me as of yet. I can tell you on the beach, and if there is a thing called the Strip there, Panama City Beach, we will be somewhere around there. We will be spending all of Saturday. Alan and I will be heavily caffeinated as we are arriving in Birmingham, borderline late Friday evening, and then we're getting the VIP treatment and getting shuttled down. VIP treatment. We're getting shuttled down by a legend of a driver down to Panama, and we're going to take a quick nap, and then we're going to have bacon, eggs, and do it up.
Yeah.
So Glenn, come on.
And that will be, let's see.
It's actually on the 16th. We leave the 16th, so it'll be the 17th Saturday, and we head back to Birmingham on the 18th. Probably I'm guessing about 3-ish, so we can be in town by 6 or 7, somewhere in there. It'll be a tuck tail and go. Because I know we may be meeting some IBC practitioners for dinner that night. I don't know. I just want to leave us a little wiggle room.
Right. Okay. So Glenn, the best place to get a hold of us is stay here. We're also going to be, you can get a hold of myself or Simon. We can post all that at the end of there too. But we're going to be there that Saturday. And let's see, the best way to get a hold of me, believe it or not, is Telegram. But
did you say Telegram?
You can email me to me. What?
Did you say Telegram?
No, right. That's what
I thought you said Telegram. I swear you said Telegram. I was like,
I was in the middle of saying telegraph and telegram at the same time.
Gotcha. Yes.
Right. Yeah. But just look me up at the Staple Crew and just shoot me an email, and then yeah, Greg, I'll get your cell if you email me.
I wonder.
We can trade cells, actually.
I wonder if we could figure out some type of live update coordination kind of a thing. I know other influencers have done it. I know very high level people have done it. So I think I'm gonna get a hold of Joanna, and I'll call. Actually, I know a computer guy or two or three, to where we can like just, I don't know, like event update. Maybe we can post it on your site to where, hey, we're gonna be here from here to here. You know what I mean? Just something, or at Twitter, we can just post it on Twitter also, something like that. When we have a plan of where we're going, what we're doing, where we're going to be, that way everybody can get a good feel. And I think, Alan, next week, I think it would behoove us to have that in locks, what we're going to do as far as communication, once we get addresses and places to go. So I'm going to say more than likely Twitter, and actually probably be Twitter, unless Alan's got your cell, and then he'll just say, hey, we're going here. But I'm sure Alan doesn't want to be on his cell phone trying to coordinate a whole bunch of stuff either. So we'll try to coordinate, send pin drops to the Staple Crew, or at the Staple Crew on X. It's not Twitter anymore. But I know most, about 50% of the people that are coming got my number too. So
yes.
Yeah. So we'll try to make it happen. Dang, man.
It's hot. It's really it's pretty exciting weekend because we don't have anything planned, and I really love it like that, because we can all as a group be spontaneous and say, okay, well, all 20 of us are going over there, or we can all just sit in the I don't know, living room of our condo. If you guys are up for it, we probably will shoot some video with you guys too.
Please, can we? I would love to. I want to.
Yes.
On the crypto side of things, man, I want to say what's good.
I want to do crypto, and I want to do IBC, and I want to do all of it. But especially crypto that weekend, I would think, right, Simon? Because IBC is going to be Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's going to be more of a crypto meetup, really, Saturday, Sunday, I would guess, right? Yeah.
Saturday. So, yes, Saturday would be the best day for the meetup. I mean, because Sunday we're going to have the morning, and literally I'm pretty sure by about noontime we're going to be thinking about getting everything together, packing up the big Hummer limo, and going back to Liam. It's not a Hummer limo, but we're gonna be packing up and heading out, so we can get back to our new locale for the Monday and Tuesday. And that live on Tuesday, oh man, that's gonna be an awesome thing as well. I just got confirmation that Scott has reached out to all the individuals that we had requested that we would like to speak to during the Monday and Tuesday that we are there in Birmingham. So that's good news. Have yet to get a full itinerary of who will actually be available and when, but I'm hoping, it sounds like that everybody will be able to, that we requested, will be able to show up, except for one individual that you requested. We put in a big word with the, upstairs, and we're just waiting to hear back, but it's all in his time. Very cool. Very cool.
Yes, sir. Thanks for following up on that, Simon.
Yeah, you're welcome, man.
What do we have here?
Oh, tell me this, fellas. Not wanting to hold fiat once we sell our crypto, can you tell us all the chain of events that will occur buying into other assets class? Where do you go? Well, I'll tell you. I can't tell you where to go. I mean, I could. I am Simon Says.
Right.
But I won't tell you where to go. I can tell you what I'm doing and why it works for me in my situation, as in situation equals life. for one, if I were to sell and I don't want to hold fiat, I would be doing what you're doing right now, looking at other things that I can get my fiat into. Okay, example would be silver, gold. Okay, those are old school classic examples. But where I'm going to put it right now today, if that happened today, it'd be right to my whole life insurance policy, and then I would be breaking down doors per se to get another policy with another family member, my wife. I would be looking for. Anybody volunteer for tribute? I would be looking for people.
Yeah.
That's how dedicated I would be to find that, because it's locked. Once that's locked in there, and maybe you don't want to be holding fiat, but why not let your fiat still work for you? I'm good with that. I'm of the mindset also, Alan. I don't know if you are, but I don't think fiat's really going anywhere per se. I think we still have to. I mean, that's a system that's been around for quite some time. It's not just going to go away in the blink of an eye.
No.
What you're going to be able to get with that fiat, wherever your jurisdiction is, that can change. Hence why I'm so grateful. I really am so very, very grateful to have the IBC put in my lap. And I have a policy now, a thing that compounds interest every time that I throw money in there. So I'm literally having my arguably not worth anything fiat go over there and grow. It's my own printer machine, only, it's a small printer.
I have a follow-up answer to that as well.
Cool.
First of all, a lot of this depends on how old you are. I have no idea how old you are. If you are, let's say, in your early 50s or mid 50s, it might not be a bad idea to be in something like I Trust Capital. Just because when you reach late 50s, you're able to pull that tax free.
You're an IRA, right?
Yeah. So that having your crypto in that at that moment or that stage in life is a really good call if you're that age. If you're, say, mid 40s or younger, I'm going to say 50 or younger, then it gets a little more tricky. That really kind of gets like Simon already covered a lot of the stuff that I would have done. But one little other thing that I really want everybody to get their head around is, if you're pulling out 100,000, you're going to pay a lot in tax. We have ways around that. And I think that's what the question's referring to. If you're going to pull a couple of $1 million and just say, hey, I'm riding off into the sunset and I'm just going to go rat hole it under a cave and just hang out somewhere and not replace or reallocate my assets, then that's a whole different game. But what I would tell everybody, if you're going to pull anything over 100K out at one time, you need to get a hold of me, because you need to start some things rolling. You need to get the ball rolling. You need to get not only your IBC, but you need to get a trust. And because you're going to get nosebleeds, okay, just from the bill, from the tax man. Okay. And they're going to find you. I know there's a lot of people that think, oh, we can dodge the tax, but there's so much going on with tax laws right now. And they have the magnifying glass right over top of everybody in crypto. So if you would like to not pay tax on all that, or only pay 90 or 10% of the tax on it, then you need to get a hold of somebody who can write you a trust. I only recommend one person. That's a person that I'm going to have to deal with. I'm already dealing with them now, so I can't recommend them to anybody until I've gone through the process with them. But as soon as I do, I will recommend them to you. Yeah.
I'll be done. Alan, I would actually, can I piggyback off that a little bit as well, a little bit further? Alan, I know you're talking 100K, but I would definitely be making a case for $10,000, $20,000 as as another point, if you're going to do that on $10,000-$20,000, because to some of us $10,000 to $20,000 is buku bucks, and it is equally as precious to us at 20,000 as it is the person that did 100,000. So protecting it at any level that you maybe have never had before is a dang good idea. A dang good idea. Not telling you what to do, but man, I'd be on that boat no matter what.
And the other thing is too, is a lot of people will tell you, oh, well, yeah, I can get a trust done for $2,500. It's like, okay, go ahead, run along. Good luck.
Yeah, not all are created equal.
You don't want to ever pay tax again on anything you own, and you want to fly under the radar the rest of your life and never be sued and never have your wealth taken from you, spend $10K. And as soon as you do that, then you're in a ballpark where it's like, you just saved 40 or 50,000. You spent 10 grand to save 40 or 50, like annually the rest of your life. So you guys have to really, it's so tough because I get in these phone calls with some people and they're like, oh, well, gosh, it couldn't cost me 10 grand. I could have bought 20,000 XRP with that. Yeah. And when you sell the 20,000 XRP, trust me, at 10 or 20 bucks, it's going to cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxes. They're coming after you. And I know I'm not trying to be the boogeyman here. I'm not at all. But what I'm trying to say is, if you're not doing a trust correctly, then you're putting yourself at jeopardy, and you're not spending your money wisely. You're spending your money on every way that you've been taught by your parents how to use money and what to do with it. And your parents were terrible at it. Okay. Generationally, they have not taught us how to handle money, what to do with money, or where it goes, or how it works. That's why we do this show on Tuesday nights, which is, let's teach you how to become your own banker so that you start thinking like a banker. So you're not so you're competing with bankers who are not stealing from every pocket you own. And they are. Because, Simon, what do we always say? You're either earning interest or paying interest.
Yeah.
One or the other.
Yeah. You're
So,
either you're earning either if you pay money out, you're losing interest that you could have earned, or you're paying interest to somebody else.
That's right.
So we're trying to not do both in this bigger picture. And IBC is a part. Yeah, is part of that process. Definitely a part of that. Well, that bigger picture of a process strategy. Strategy is not just can start off with one thing, but when you have one thing, you're going to incorporate other things, and each one of those things, like a chessboard, if you all are familiar with chess, each piece can only move certain ways and directions and spaces and etc. Right? Okay. Well, the player is trying to incorporate all those pieces to get to your end goal. In chess is to checkmate, bro. But I say that because as you grow in your wealth, you will need to know, and you will discover, and you will learn different strategies that may help you out in a B, C, D situation or progression, wealth building, etc. I mean, when you're building, and every time you build something, you do have to change. You do have to change how to build.
Yeah.
With the tools that you got. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jordan James, if you're spending $3,000 to $5,000 for a trust, I wouldn't recommend it. I just want everybody to know, I started messing around with trust 25 years ago. Okay. And I set a couple of wheels in motion back then. In the last 10 years, I've been looking for somebody. 10 straight years. and I found somebody that I like a lot, and I'm going through the process with them. So ballpark, to answer this question, ballpark is if you don't have any other assets, if you don't have a house, and if you don't have a company and employees, if you don't have any of those things, it starts at somewhere around 775, 8,000, all the way up to, if you're a multimillionaire business, it could be as much as 15 grand, 20 grand. Depends on what you need, how much legal you need. And trust me, if you're going to one lawyer who just does trusts, he's turning and burning you. If you're going to an accountant and all they do is trusts, trust me, that is not what you want to be involved in. I've gone through, you can ask my wife, 50 of them I've looked into over the last decade, and they all fall short because they don't follow 200-year-old maritime law that is etched in stone prior to the legal system that our country adopted. Australia, Canada, South Africa, all of these countries adopted this in their court systems. So when it goes up to higher levels of court, the final of the top of the court just says, yeah, this is above the bar. Boom, rule in the man's favor. That's what you want, guys. And it only costs you a couple of grand more. And by the way, everybody in this chat right here, I see stacking silvers in there. So you're either going to make a lot of money on silver or gold or crypto. So you're going to want good representation. Who's going to be with you in there? Anyway, I'm not trying to sell you guys on any of that tonight because I haven't gone through it yet. And until I do, I can't recommend anybody.
No, but you're Alan, you're highlighting something that that you and I have talked about, not at great length, but at length enough, to where you're hey, this is the problem. This is a big problem. Okay, you know what's the problem? When you make a lot of that money, you know, Willie Sutton's law comes out of the woodwork, and everybody wants a piece of your pie. You know, and they'll do whatever they can to take it. There's rules in place to take it. You know, so you have to have those other things in place to defend against the would-be taker, or at least to go, oh, hey, sorry, here's my VIP pass. Oh, thank you. Oh, yeah, here's my $5. You know, and not the $50 door cover that I would have had to pay because I didn't have a VIP pass. It's kind of like that. I know that's like that doesn't bring credence to everything, but you know, we got to have those things in place, and we have to make sure that those places are actually safe, and that's what Alan's talking about. It's not like it wasn't safe for the moment. Could have been safe for the moment, but that's a moment. You know, if it's good today, then how do you know it's good tomorrow? And if it's not good for tomorrow, then you ain't doing it today. You know, it's kind of that. So Alan's been looking for a long time. I know he's had multiple discussions. I've shameless plug. I've dipped my toe into that world, and I can see it's very convoluted. You know, it's literally what pool you're in and what floaties you got on and what your swim trunks are made out of. Like it's a whole thing. You know, it can get real in the weeds real quick. And if you don't know what kind of where your bottle of well, never mind, whatever. If you don't know all the particulars, you're gonna fall short and flat on your face, and you're gonna have to pay the tab.
What Simon's talking about around the edges is your sovereign rights and your sovereignty, and who you are as a human being on this planet. And you want people that know those things, and you're not trying to fight City Hall. You're simply just trying to avoid contact with them, or your, let's say your visibility to them becomes like, you're just fly under the radar. And it's just like, and then if something happened, like somebody slipped and fell on your property, it was going to sue you for everything you're worth. It's just like, it's impossible. Sorry, you slipped on the wrong property. You know, I know, I know what your lawyer told you, and I know all that, but we'll see you in court and we'll see what holds up.
Right.
Because the type of stuff that I'm talking about, these trusts have never been broken, and never is a long time. So, yeah.
Alan, you're a movie guy, right? Or you were a movie guy, not anymore, but a movie guy
Yeah,
back in the
I
day.
used to be.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
they're
right.
old enough. I can remember them.
Okay. Do you remember the movie Speed? Anthony
Yeah,
Hopkins, Keanu Reeves, Sandra Bullock, right? The bus,
yeah,
the
the bus
hostage
thing.
bus movie. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
In that movie, there's some sound advice, and it applies to what you're talking about. And that's if the God dang it, if the criminal has the hostage and is going to blow
Mhm.
everything up unless you put your gun down, what do you do? The answer is remove the hostage, right?
Right, right.
Right. Okay.
That's it. Yeah,
So in a roundabout way, that's what we're trying to do here is we're removing ourselves from the
from
obligation
correct.
of paying all that money because we really don't get a lot of discounts in this world, at least in this country. However, entities, companies, etc., we all hear these stories about how tax break, right? Okay, well,
Mhm.
it's not rocket science,
Yeah,
but you do need to have the right ship to play ball, right ship to
you
play
do.
ball. You get what I'm saying. You
Yeah.
know it doesn't work for you, so then get yourself out of the situation. You control everything, but you're not
Yeah,
actually the thing, if that makes sense.
that's right. Yeah.
Um, you know,
You don't, it sounds weird to people, but you don't ever want your property in your name. But what you want is you want custody of whatever that is.
yes,
So in other words, it's no longer in Alan Staples' name, it's in the trust name, but you want to be the sole person that has ability or custody to that. And once you have that three-way position, you're no longer the person that's getting sued, the trust is. And then the trusts are like, oh, well, most good attorneys will go, well, we're suing a trust. We're not suing Alan. And they go, well, too bad. Slipped on the wrong property again. Right.
yeah,
So in working with the amount of billionaires that I have, none of them, that it would blow your mind. My favorite conversation when I'm just bringing somebody who doesn't really know much about wealthy people, and we'll sit down and we'll start talking. One of my favorite conversations is, hey, boss, why don't you tell my friends here about how you're not insured? And he just starts laughing. He goes, the biggest scam on the face of this planet is you paying insurance. It's a scam. And I was like, whoa, God, that can't be. I don't understand that. It's extortion. They're threatening you with a problem. Then they're writing a law that says you have to pay the extortion.
yeah.
But let's just say you're worth $40 million. Okay. How many people are going to sue you for $40 million? Well, probably a lot of people as soon as their lawyer finds out you're worth $40 million. Right? That's your problem. Well, as soon as everything's in the trust name, your audio just triggered my dogs here.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Hold on a second.
That's all right. Yeah. They need to go out anyway. But as soon as your yacht, your plane, your island, your house, your 15 houses, your family's houses are in a trust, the lawyer says, oh, well, maybe it's a cheap trust. Maybe it's an easy one we can crack. And then your 40 million's gone. Okay. And you're sitting there going, well, instead of paying $2,500, I had to pay 10 grand. This is what I'm saying. If you're going to be worth anything from this crypto or the silver or the market in which we're going into, an asset value goes up the way I anticipate it to do over the next couple of years, because of the printing of money, because of lowering of interest rates, because all of that has to be guarded, right? And if you're not, you're going to lose it. And nothing worse than working your tail off your whole life long, and then all of a sudden somebody walks up and steals it from you, and now you have to find a new XRP or a new silver deal or a new whatever deal. Like, you're not going to be able to pull that off 3 times and 5 times in a lifetime. You know, once you have it, you better keep it, and you better own it, and not you better own custody of it. Anyway, enough preaching about that tonight. Teresa, I got to say something to Teresa. I will let you know as soon as I know about it. I will, girl. I promise. Okay. But do remind me. But we will have a show just about trusts, because there's a lot I can share with you over my lifetime that I've just nuts and bolts. Simon knows a lot more than he's coming across as to what he knows about him. And I have 2 or 3 guests that will be on this show in the future.
Well, I can't wait for that. Man, I can't wait for that.
Oh, it's going to be so good. Yeah, it's going to be good. It might have to go 3 hours, literally.
I'll mark it on the calendar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry. I'm catching up on questions. There was a good one where Atlantic Living had a question earlier about certain banks we are affiliated with may not be crypto friendly or not comfortable with 10 to 20K being deposited. What are other avenues? Access money once sold on the exchange. Well, let's go through that one more time. Certain banks we are affiliated with may not be crypto friendly, agreed, or not comfortable with 10 to 20K being deposited. Okay, that second part, I'm sure they're okay with you sticking money in their bank. You might not be, but Alan told me a story a while ago, and then he really actually refreshed me on the story about 2 months ago, and it was about the real estate investor. Somebody was selling property. It was like not just property, but some things. It was like $14 million or something. That took 30 or 45 days before it hit that the person that was selling the property, before it hit their account. Okay. Yep. That's a lot of hands that money went through, and they that system, that banking system definitely used it. Right. So for you, that's a problem, right? So you do 10 to 20K, you send it over to a bank, and it's like, oh yeah, did you get the policy update? Let me show you. Yeah. I mean, these things happen. I'm not trying to, create fear or anything, but it's a legit thing. So now you're waiting, on your 10 to 20K to go into your account, and then you get the evil eye. Well, where did this come from? And you're kind of like, well, honestly, it's none of your damn business. But they're gonna like, well, we're not releasing funds until you do it. It's anti-money laundering, money laundering, blah blah blah. And you could be a little smart. You could say, well, why don't you look at where it came from for starters? Let's just start there. You have the information, right? You got a transaction ID. You tell me. I'm not. No, not in this place. Not here. Closed doors. No cell phones. No computers. No nothing. You want me to tell you? And you swear on your job and your family that you're not gonna type it in the record that I said this. Then we're good, right? I mean, you might be one of those individuals, right? So other avenues to access money once sold. To access the sold money, well, technically, once you sell, it would still be in the exchange. So it's there. You may want to, a suggestion, stablecoin. It can be transferred. It can be sent to different places. Yep. You can't go down to your local Starbucks and buy Starbucks with it yet. But there it is. It's in that It's in a different place. It's in your wallet. It's in your control. No deposit needed per se. I'm not going to talk about stable coins and are they, the whatever.
Yeah,
The
but
tether battle, the USDC battle. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm just saying you could go into that.
RL's
Okay?
going live.
Yeah, well, there's that too. You got RLUSD, right? You could go into that, and you might get you might be getting a better rate on that. There's a few things that you could go into. It'd be really interesting if you could. And I know this is IBC night, but it'd be interesting if you could go into a T-bill on the XRPL. Could you swap? Hey, I'm at a high price of dollar value of XRP right now. Could I swap my XRP for a UST bill on the XRP ledger? That could be a play too. Lots of things there.
That's coming.
Yeah, and I'd like to also actually Alan's going to get on to something here, but I wanted to share a video. But even before I share that video that's IBC related, you guys are asking good questions and you're thinking ahead.
Yeah.
You're really thinking this through of like, hey, if I run into this problem, if it happens, what do I do? Where do I go? How can I get it? Mm-hmm. Let's research the solution. And then, as you get closer to said,
that's right.
Said selling point or whatever, you're going to have to go through your process there. But you guys are asking really, really good questions tonight. All of you, I've seen so many in here.
Let me knock a couple of these out real quick.
Yeah, go for it, man. And let me know when I'm able to share that video because I'd love to share that. I think it's awesome.
Greg, there's no better place to own your XRP than a trust. Absolutely is the best place to ever own crypto. This is an important question. OG in the house. Of course, Matt. We're doing great, brother. We're doing great. Same answer. Yes. You don't have to sell this. This is what I'm talking about. If you own an asset, the asset's going to leave Alan, and it's going to become, this may or may not be the name of one of my trusts, Blue Sky. It's going to be Blue Sky Trust. Blue Sky Trust owns the XRP that you put in it. Okay. I'm not Blue Sky. I'm Alan. Blue Sky owns that. But who gets to spend it? The custodian. I am the custodian. I'm the only one that has access to it. Okay.
When he says spends it, he's the one that executes the transaction to get the things on behalf of the trust. And if you happen to benefit for some of those things,
yes,
that's how that works.
And everything now, I'm telling you guys, the trust I have that I'm working on right now is completely different from any other trust you've ever heard of. I'm telling you, I've tweaked it in a couple of ways, and I'm working with a guy who's actually the CEO of the company. He's like, we can do that. We can do that. That's a great idea. Where'd you come up with that? I'm like, I did it 25 years ago. He's like, we're going to do that. We'll do that for you. So I'm working on stuff, guys, but it is that simple. You don't own it. Trust does. Trust pays you. You get to pay whatever your salary from the trust, anything you need it to be. So long story, this is not a show about trust. So, so you don't want to own your crypto eventually, because when you take that big lump sum, you're going to pay tax. I don't care who you are. I know as an individual, Simon, what are the two things that IRS, wish we had our other guy in here. I won't throw him under the bus, but there's a 3-letter agency by the name of IRS. And what is taxable, Simon?
Property.
Well, that's
everything.
No, earned income.
Yeah, earned income.
Mm-hmm. Earned income is taxable.
Yep.
right? Okay. So if you're not earning the income from the trust, it's not taxable. I know I'm making this very simple, but I'm just telling you right now, it's that simple. Don't mess with this. Don't make it more complicated than it is, because the experts are going to do it for you. And then any dumb questions you have, they're going to answer them for you. So anyway, let's see. Okay. Yeah, Slave lives in Italy. He's rocking. The other country is that I know of is Israel too, right? There's a lot of people in crypto move to Israel because it's virtually tax-free. I want to say the Swiss just voted on that too, correct? The Swiss just voted on it. The Swiss also created Bitcoin as
reserve
currency. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Okay, play a video.
Okay.
Man, these questions are so good, guys. They're really good.
Okay, so I came across this video actually today, and this is the Money Advantage. This is another YouTube channel. I know them both to be IBC practitioners, so I watch them from time to time. And man, I'm so sorry, sweetheart. I can't remember your name. I apologize. But she does a really good job of breaking down taking a policy loan and what it is. Okay, what's being done. So I'm going to share my screen here, entire screen, sound on. Here we go. And Alan will need to add it to the show before I hit the play button.
With privatized banking, you have a whole life insurance policy. You're funding with premium dollars. Those dollars are going into the policy and they're building up cash value. Now that cash value is guaranteed to be accessible to you contractually within the policy guarantees. Now what that means is that you have access to use that cash value. Now, instead of taking the cash value out of the policy, instead you're actually borrowing against it, meaning that your money stays inside the policy and continues to grow with interest and dividends while you collateralize that cash value. So here's a very clear distinction. You're not taking your money out, you're borrowing against it. That means your money can grow and compound, and you're using other people's money instead.
Ta-da!
And the bottom line to that in the long run is, and if you don't pay it back, which only a fool would not do because you're paying yourself back, if you don't pay it back, it comes out of your policy. Period. When you pass. Graduate. Yeah. So, but you should pay it back because it's your money, and then you'll get whatever you paid for. Bought with the cash that you borrowed from them, and you pay it back, and then you'll have the cash and the item in which you bought. In some cases, that might be crypto, it might be silver, it might be a car, it might be a business, it might be a venture capital thing that you've done with a group of other people that you made on.
Might be a trust.
Might be a trust. Might be a good purchase. You never know.
What do you think of that video, Alan? I thought that's pretty straightforward.
Loved it. Yeah.
You know, it really, like, I mean, I in my mind, I know how it works. You know, I mean, like, you know, generally in and out, I know how the doors open. I don't know what the doors are made out of, but I know how they open, how they shut, you know, all that stuff. She did a great job of just saying, this is what it is. Simple. Thought she did a great job of that.
Yeah, I did too. It was really, really well done. Yeah. Very simple, very straightforward. You know, you're borrowing against your money is really what you're doing. The collateral.
That's the best thing in the world.
It is.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But it's just like, you guys are going to let me do what the banks do all day?
Right.
Oh, I love you.
And the crazy part is why isn't your bank that way? Like, why is it I got 20 grand in B of A. Why can't I borrow against it?
Right.
You have to go in there and get a private loan and they bend you over the counter. It's just like, what?
Right.
That's my money in there.
Right.
It's so,
Secured loan.
anyway, I don't even go there.
Yeah.
That'll
that
get
would
me
be
all
great.
excited.
Yeah. Sorry. I don't want to get you excited. Excuse me.
Here's the key to life, Teresa. Unless, and I'm just going to put this out there. There are people such as my man Simon here. I'm going to put him in that category. I'm going to put myself in that category to some degree. I'm going to put all the great YouTubers out there in that category. Some people are able to take very complicated principles and ideas and concepts. And some people are able to put them into plain English for people, or really dwell on the important part of the sentence or fact. And it makes it clear for us all. And some people really resonate with the way you speak, or the way you look, or the way you act, or the way you hold yourself in life. But a lot of us know a lot about different things, but we just can't explain it to the people we love because they don't really like listening to us. And I use this analogy all the time, but it's so true. It's like when I was a ski instructor as a young man, you never try and teach your sister, your mom, your brother, your cousin how to ski. We were all ski instructors. Like, hey, Tom, yeah, what's up, Al? What do you got? Look, my sister's coming to town and she needs some lessons. No problem, man. I got it. I got this. She respects him. She listens to him. She'll actually open. She'll be receptive to their delivery, and they won't break a leg. Where you and your sister are going to be at each other's throats and necks, and you're going to trigger each other, and nothing's going to be said other than insulting words. And the next thing you know, it's just like, why am I even bothering? Because you're just an idiot. You don't understand any of this stuff. Now, those are extreme cases, I know, but some people have a gift. And the gift is to take really, really complex concepts and put them into simple layman's terms. And that's what I try to do. I sometimes get it right. And most of the times I listen to other people who are great speakers who explain things really simply. And I go, wow, I have a long way to go. But it's a long way to go. Oh, speaking of, I know what I was going to talk to everybody about tonight. I'm really bummed.
What? Why?
Pacific Bitcoin just got canceled yesterday.
What? No, say it ain't so.
I wasn't even going to tell everybody all the interviews I had lined up. I'm not. I was going to have at least 20 minutes with Lynn Alden. At least.
Okay, wait. No, there's still a way here. There's still a way. You can do it. I think you can do it.
Well, that's what I said. That's the first thing I did was I sent an email to the company, to Swan. Swan laid off like half their employees because they went automated. And so they had to get rid of all these people. And then the building, I guess, that they rented every year for the last 3 years was the landlord was, oh, I'm going to make a bunch of money, and doubled the price. And he's just like, that's just unacceptable. So anyway, it got canceled. So I sent him an email yesterday. I'm like, hey, man, I got a deposit down and all this stuff. And I had this place thing, and I was going to go record and all this because they had a really cool website in their website that said, look, if we put you out in any way and you still want to come down there and hang out with us and meet with us, put an email. So I did. And I'm going to try and go down there and shoot something or do something with those guys. I don't know what.
Dang, dude.
Yeah,
I had like far off, barely unattainable plans to try to like, okay, if I got some things in motion. I'm like, okay, if this all really works out, I bet you I can make it down there in October. There's a way. It won't be the way that I 100% want to do it, but I'll be there. that's what it was looking like, man. Ah, dang, dude.
I'm bummed. Yeah.
Bumming, man. Especially in your backyard. Well, your backyard. I mean, it is in your backyard, so to speak. I mean, but dang, dude.
Yeah.
Bumming.
Elizabeth and I were going to
Yeah,
take the
dude.
old camper trailer down and camp
And
on
you
the
were doing
beach.
all that work on the camper and all that good stuff, man.
We're going to have to go to the mountains now instead. Oh, and by the way, I saw outdoor living. Yes. Let's do something. Let's meet somewhere. I know you DM me, but I'm sorry I didn't get back to you. But if you're still in there, yes. I want to meet with Money Paradise. Lives right down from me. So do you. The next time my son's in town. That's a plan. We've already decided this. This is going to happen. It's going to happen. Don't worry about it.
Perfect.
And we'll get a hold of you. Actually, I have your phone number, actually, don't I? Yeah, I think I do. Outdoor Living, text me. If you've got my number, I think he does. Anyway, keep going.
Man.
Well, I feel bad when I don't get back to people who private message me or DM me. It's like, what? I missed that.
You
one?
just gotta book it, Dano.
I figured it out. I did 8 hours of video last week.
Dang. Well, I mean, you're not quite to somebody else that we know, but you're on the right track.
Crazy,
right? I know he does that. And he does that by lunch.
It's insane.
every day.
Yeah.
There was some good questions. Atlantic Living. I have Primerica or Primica. People constantly try to recoup. Yeah, Primerica. Is IBC similar to their offerings? If you're not sure, no worries. Okay, for starters, I don't know, but I went to the site and the first thing that
their IULs
that popped out to me was term life. Whole life.
Period.
I mean, multiple meanings, but whole life insurance is what
not
we're
just
after.
Any whole life.
Yeah, not just any whole life, but yeah. If they say term life, say, God bless you, may the force be with you, but I'm out. That's what I would do. That is in regards to the IBC. No, that's not IBC. Just a face value. So there you go. Atlantic Living. Man, so many other things in here.
Joaquin, yes, you can transfer crypto straight into a trust. Yes.
Yeah. Basically, you take your name off the tag and you put the name of the trust on the tag. That's very simply put, but that's how it works. But you still get to hold the wallet because you're the custodian and the executor of the trust that do trust actions for the benefit of the trust.
Depends on the trust. That's roughly true.
Yes.
Sometimes the executor can donate the trust to you and then resign.
I'd like to.
That's slick.
I would like to answer Cheetah 13. Cheetah. For IBC concept, doesn't it require a large amount of dollars to be deposited before you can really utilize the benefits of it? Cheetah 13, I'm going to just go out on a limb here. The benefits you are talking about is the banking function in which we are trying. That's the whole reason we're doing this, right? That's why we're getting the whole life insurance policy.
We're not death benefit fans.
Yeah. The benefit is utilizing it how we're talking about. And my answer to you is no, you do not have to do large amounts of money before you're able to use the banking functions with this policy. Here's my example, and it's real life because I'm doing this right now with mine. Get your notepads out. Here we go. So my policy is a 5,000 and 10,000. Okay. So 5,000 goes to the base. The base equals death benefit minimum obligations, my side of the contractual agreement that I have to meet every year.
All right.
5,000 base. The other side is 10,000 PUA, paid up additions. So I'm buying extra death benefit. I can put in an extra 10,000, but it's on a whole nother side of the contract. This is the collateral, the side of the contract that it can be collateralized, the thing that we're borrowing against. Okay, I can do $10,000 in there every year. Yes. Now, here's a cool little thing that happened to me during my process, because I was like, man, I was in the mindset I'm gonna have to cop up 5 G's before I can start contributing any sort of money over there to the PUA by $10,000. So I was like, man, okay, you know what? I think I can do that, right? I was trying to play with numbers to go, can I meet that $5,000 within 6 months at my normal day job? Can I do it? You know, is it going to be easy to do? That was not the right question. I need to know if I can do it, because if I can't do that, if I can't meet the obligation, then the contract, I'm in violation of the contract, and now I got issues and they can go away. So I got to make sure I can meet that base no matter what. On my worst day, I got to know I got to meet that base. So we're talking about that. I'm talking with my agent, and I'm talking with my agent's mentor. Y'all saw my agent 2 weeks ago. That was JV. And the one of the mentors that he was using, Miss Becca, she said that I was able to pick out my frequency of payment from X amount of choices. X amount of choices was monthly, quarterly, semi-annually, or annually. I was like, hot diggity dog, monthly. That works into my budget. I already have a monthly budget. Cool. I don't have to try to save up some extra money in the bank account, right? Like, you know, right? Yeah. I'm not stressing out. Oh, I'm not doing my job, right? I'm already in that mindset. Then here's where the fireworks came. My next question, I was like, so when can I start buying a PUA? And she said, oh, after you make that first payment. Once it's in force, once I make my first payment, my contractually agreed first payment amount, that's monthly for this guy. So you're telling me that if I happen to have $10,000 plus my monthly payment, by the way, which is $507. Okay. Full transparency, folks. Okay. I'm giving you the, you're seeing all the zits on my back right now. Okay.
What's that policy number again?
I know it by heart, but I'm not telling you.
Right.
It's XRP, XRPP.
We got it. Nice. Yeah.
Dang it, forgot where I was going there. Oh, monthly. Okay, so basically, if I had $10,000 plus another $507, as soon as I could have made that payment, I could have dumped $10,000 into the PUA side, which I would have had to wait for it to clear. But that means I would have had 90% available to me to borrow against. So that means I would have had $9,000. I would have had $9,000 to go buy the dip that just happened. Now, unfortunately, I didn't have $10,000 lying around on my couch. Sorry, we switched couches last year, so
yeah,
whatever was in there was in there. But anyways, so my answer to you, Cheetah, is no. You don't have to have a lot of money, but yes, you do need to make sure that you're going to be able to meet those minimum obligations. You're going to yes. I mean. You must respect you got to respect the process. You got to respect the product, because that product through process is really, it's really going to give you opportunities down the road. So what happened? I did my first payment, I had $1,000 on the side because I was going to try to just get that 5,000 up there. Right. That was my thought.
Yeah.
So I sent the 500 in. I took my 1,000. Like I had to wait a week, threw it in there, waited another 3 days. It cleared. And then I did a policy loan. And the only reason why I did the policy loan was because I just wanted to see how it worked. How long is it going to take for me to get my funds? You know, from their, you know, on their end, what's the process like? And it was very, very, very revealing for me. Now, you don't have to do what I did. You can. I'm just ambitious like that. I don't like waiting.
But let's just cover real quickly what he just achieved. Essentially, we won't use. Well, we could use the 10,000. Okay, so when you got that in the account,
yeah. If I got that 10,000 over there, right? Mm-hmm.
You got the 10,000. So you put that in. You said, well, that's a lot of cash up front, Simon. I had to put all that in there. But you were able to pull 9,000 of it out, 7 days, 10 days later. So you're able so you're able to pull that out and do what?
Well, anything I wanted to. I could have done anything.
Okay, well, let's just go with this. You bought XRP, or do you like gold? You bought gold, whatever.
You bought XRP. I'm not buying gold.
Right. Okay, so you bought 9,000. You deposited $10,000. You bought $9,000 worth of XRP, right?
Right. Okay.
But the beautiful thing is you're still compounding interest on this 10 grand, like you didn't borrow against it. Okay.
Well, like I did. Yeah.
Like the gal said in the video, right? You're using their money. Are you paying them an interest rate? Yeah, you're paying them it's not too bad. It's, I don't know, 3.5? I think it is right now.
Mine's 5.6, but I'm telling you, it's a different kind of interest.
It's nothing. But let's think about what the advantage is. Well, like Simon and I were talking before the video started, you have now, as you're paying this 9 grand, this 10 grand back, right? You get the dollar cost average at the price in which you bought it at. So if XRP starts going up and you bought it at 2 for $1 back when it was 50 cents, like what it is now, I guess, and it starts climbing 75, 85 cents, and you're paying that 10 grand back that you borrowed against, you get to buy it at 50 cents every day for the next 6 months, year, however long it takes you. You could
10 years.
Remember, you're now DCAing on something you got to own that was appreciating from way back when. This is what we're talking about in a nutshell. It can be crypto, it can be condo, it can be land, it can be whatever it is that you think is going to be appreciating. And we're going to have so many great ideas going forward because we have a bunch of good ideas about what we're going to invest in. But see how that all played out, guys? It's sweet. Yeah. You can borrow your own money.
So can I ad lib onto that?
Sure.
So I borrowed the 1,000 to see how it works. But then what did I do? I went out and bought me a brand new car. Brand new to me car, not brand new, right? And now I'm paying that loan back with the money that I saved from my gas bill.
And gasoline.
So what I do, I took that savings and I'm not paying the gas man anymore. I'm redirecting it back to my private family banking system, and I'm doing good now. And now, as soon as that $1,000 is back on the board plus more, then I'm going shopping again. I'm gonna buy me some assets.
like I just saw Sammy Solar's in here. Hey, Sam. So okay, let's say you wanted solar and you wanted to spend 10, 20 grand on solar. Well, you put it up front, you slowly pay the money back, but you get to use the solar now.
Yeah.
Well, what does that do? What does that do to your electric bill? Well, that electric bill you get to pay each month, you would not just pay back what you owe on the solar panels, you would use what you were spending on the bill, right, to put it back into your account. Next thing you know, couple, 2, 3 years down the road, you've paid off the solar panels and they're making you money every single day and they're clear and free. And you have the money that it costs to put them up. This is what's called, in my mind, encapsulating your out payments. When your payments are going back to you and your accounts, it never leaves your loop. This is what the Rockefellers figured out. This is what all these trusts and all this stuff is exactly what the Rockefellers did forever and ever. I want to answer a couple of these real quick because there's some really
Sure,
I
see another complicated one in there as well that I'd like to answer.
Joaquin, yes, you can. And yes, Joaquin, in order not to pay taxes, I'm not calling this tax evasion. This is what's called how the wealthy avoid paying capital gains tax. There's 2 ways they do it. Well, there's a bunch of ways they do it. Okay. But the 2 ways that I know of really well is they do it through trust and they do it through overseas corporations. Those are their 2 favorite things. And both of them, overseas corporation, if you have a company, is complicated. A trust, not so much. It's not that difficult to do. Somebody in here asked, how long does it take? It depends on if you can go straight to the person's house or, I'm sorry, his business, or if you have to do it online with a few, Zoom chats, but it does not take long, less than 10 days. Let's see. I saw a bunch of other ones. Let's see. Okay. This has turned into a trust night, but believe it or not, it's neither one of those. I'm telling you,
there's not a hint of that last one there.
Yes,
because it's
legally it's irrevocable. That's
right,
true.
right.
Yeah.
But there's a bigger special sauce in there that
but if you go to your lawyer and say I want an irrevocable trust, he'll write you one, but it ain't the one you're going to get here. But that's not what this one's called.
Right.
Let's see. Which ones? Gosh, I saw a really good one I wanted to hit before it was too late. Because they fly by here, guys. Yes, Outdoor Boys, I will hit you up, brother. I will right after the show tonight. Since you're West Coast time. No, we're not trying. Yes, we are trying to avoid taxes, but you need to pay your taxes. I don't ever want to say that you're.
I want to make it. I want to make it a defining thing where I think people are getting hung up here, Alan. Okay. Do taxes have to be paid? Yes or no? Yes.
Yes.
We all agree with that. Okay, good.
Yes.
The question is, who pays the damn tax and why? The owner of said taxable thing pays the tax. Okay. So that means if I own the thing and then I sell the thing, then that means I have a tax obligation in general. Now, if the owner of that said same thing is a trust and you sell the thing on behalf of the trust, then the trust has a tax obligation. Now, we're all in agreement, like, okay, Simon, it all smells like the same sauce. Well, here's the bloody difference. And sorry for all you Brits out there. I like your guys' accents and your slang terms. They're really good. So apologize for the bloody. Here's the difference. The amount of legal, lawful write-offs and protections that a trust has versus just this guy is night and freaking day.
Night and day.
Night and day.
Especially the good ones.
And you know, exactly, night and day. So if there is a lesser of a tax burden that's going to take place, then obviously that would be your better bet. But you're still in control. You're controlling. Yeah. You're the one that gets to still pull the levers like we would over here in our lives. The difference is the ownership equals tax obligation. You don't own it. You don't have a tax obligation. However, you can experience the benefits that are shared with you, given to you.
Yes.
I don't know the proper word there to use, via the trust. So if the trust says, hey, Alan, since you're executor number one of this trust, gosh dang it, man, we're going to give you a stipend for dinner.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
it's
whatever.
even easier than that.
I'm just leaving an example. I'm just using an example because people understand a stipend, a budget, a thing.
So let's go back. Let's go back to the definition that the IRS uses. Earned income.
That means you made money.
That's right. You could earn it through an investment, through interest, through a sale, or personal, work income. You earn something. Okay. Your trust is not going to pay you in a legal, discernible by the court manner in which it's considered earned income. It's going to be considered an expense to the trust.
Yep.
What it's giving you.
Yes.
Okay. So it's expensible to them. That's a big difference between earned. It's like, oh, well, no, we got to keep the lights on. This is our bill. That's tax deductible for the trust, what they're paying you. Do you understand the difference? Once you get the difference, you're like, oh, wow, okay. So this money that I sold, the trust sold the XRP, that $100,000 given to me is actually not income to me. It's the trust's obligation to me, right? Once you get that fine line, and then you look at page 31 of the tax code, and it's right there in black and white, and you read it, and you're like, well, those people, you don't pay tax if you're this entity, which is what you want to make yourself. We're getting way off track. And I'm no authority, and I don't know what I'm talking about. So don't go to the coffee chat tomorrow morning and say, well, I heard Alan say it, so I know it's written in stone. I am not a lawyer.
Damn, man, I didn't know you were Moses.
Right? Damn.
Love you, Moses.
Chisel.
Yeah, right. Okay. Atlantic Living had a question. I'm just going to knock it out real quick. How is this different from our existing whole life insurance policies that we can borrow cash from? Okay, Atlantic Living, it's right in the book. Everybody knows that we can borrow from our whole life insurance policies. The difference, and there's cash value in there too, right? So we can do that function. But with my whole life insurance policy is at a mutual company. And it's participating, non-direct, dividend paying. Later, that can become passive income, non-taxable. I'll say it again, non-taxable, passive income. And later in your life, it's right there. It's right there in the book. The difference, right, and that in the tax code too. Atlantic Living, but we want these policies written in the way for us to lawfully, contractually execute the IBC process. Just
Right.
like what Alan's talking about, the trust that can be written one way and you could lose everything.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, maybe not a very good example. So one whole life insurance policy and company is not equal to the other.
Nope.
Okay.
One of them,
So yes.
one whole life company is going to call you up and go, why do you keep withdrawing all this money out of this account? What are you doing over there? What are you doing with this money? Why are you doing that? Where, who knows what they're going to say? Another one wrote the thing knowing you were going to be doing that with it. There's a big difference when you're dealing with corporations. That's just these massive insurance companies. You don't want to be doing stuff they haven't heard of before, or they didn't write the policy to achieve, or that's not the corporate mindset from the top down.
Yeah, that's a big one.
You want to make sure that and you listen, the two companies that America, Simon and I have dealt with so far, I've listened to both the CEOs now and the companies just talking about, this is what we want you to do with this policy. We want you to take this policy and go out and make money with your money. Like it's not like a death benefit policy. That's a whole different concept. Yeah. Can you do that with any whole life? Yes, you can. Is it, it's, you don't go to McDonald's looking for a steak dinner. You know what I'm saying?
God, you don't go to McDonald's, period.
But whatever.
Well, if you have to, you have to. I get it. I know.
Yeah.
If I get a choice in the matter, though, nope.
No, it's not my choice either.
No. I'll go down the street.
What would happen if I turn my policy in an economic downturn and I cannot make the payments for 6 to 12 months? Paul, no problem. This one's a good question.
Yeah, you bring that up. 2 weeks ago, you suggested I turn my debt into an asset using the IBC policy. What would happen to my policy if there is an economic downturn and I cannot make payments for 6 to 12 months? Paul, good question. Alan, do you want to grab the baseball bat and knock it out of the park, or you want me to do it?
Well, you pretty much answered it earlier.
I did, but I'll reiterate. This is good reiteration.
But the beauty of this is when you set this up, remember what a few minutes ago Simon said, hey, what payment schedule do you want to make? Or do you want to leave it open? Do you want to leave it open? Do you want to pay me once a year? Or do you want to pay me twice a year? Whatever it is. Oh, and by the way, Simon, what is your minimum payment?
$25 per year.
Hello.
Per year. Okay.
That's what you mean by being your own bank.
Okay, to keep it active. Okay. Also, yeah. I am responsible for the interest. Okay, per year.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 5.65% off of $1,000 for simple math. Come on, dude. We are talking $56.50. Give me a break. If I have to push that loan out, I can go donate some. I can go donate some blood a couple times and be like, cool. Blood, sweat, and tears. I paid my interest. Yeah, 75. You're right, because the 25 plus the
25.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's an easy place, Paul. It's very easy. See what's great about this. Just to reiterate, and Alan brought light to it earlier in the conversation this evening. When it comes to the loan and the repayment, you could not pay that loan back at all, like up until the day, until you graduate. Why? Why are they allowing you to do that? Because they know they're going to get your money when you pass, when you graduate, right? When you become back to universal material.
You put it up front.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you've put it up front already.
You've already got it there.
Yeah, they're covered. Yeah.
Yeah, they're good. They're like, for them, that's guaranteed. They literally have the guarantee. Right? This is probably the best relationship ever in as far as banking goes, right? I have a guarantee. Yeah. They have a guarantee. We win-win all day.
Yep.
They're going to allow me to do me good or bad. They're not going to question me good or bad, nor are they going to call me up and say, hey, call me up like traditionally it's done. They are going to send me a notice because that's part of the options to pick. How do you want to do this? Right. And so I've set my own terms, and I've got a lot of options on there of what I can do, and I can change it at any moment. And I also have the ability to just go in there making a payment. Like today, I could do $75 right out the gate. Boom, it's done.
Yeah.
Interest is gone. If economic downturn happens, man, 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, 5 years, I just got to keep that going. That part.
Since we're on the subject, gosh, I don't know if you guys saw this, but crypto went crazy last night. Not down, it went up over the last 3 days. So you have a windfall. Then what, Simon? Then what?
Well, okay. First, are we selling? Have we already agreed we're going to sell here?
Okay.
Okay, we agree to sell. I'm just saying, okay, we're selling. How much are we selling? Are we selling half for easy math?
We're selling twice the value of the policy. What do you do next?
Okay. Well, for starters, do I have a loan?
Only from the policy.
Okay. All right. It goes a little something like this.
Okay.
Base, PUA, and loans. And that has been the best description I've heard from other IBC practitioners and other policy holders when it comes to their banking system. Can they stick money over in base for any of the policies they have? No. Okay. Can they let's do this one. Can they stick any more money over in the policy's PUA? No, I'm maxed out.
Maxed out.
Right? Okay. Can I pay some loans back? Yes. Okay. But let's not fire the trigger yet. Do I have the wherewithal? Meaning, do I have the ability to start a new policy? And do I know I can keep that going for, say, can I meet those obligations on my worst day for the next 2 to 5 years? Do I know I can do it at least within 5 years? Can I meet that obligation, that minimum obligation? Can I do that? Yes. Okay, now we have a good problem.
That's a really good problem.
It's a really good problem.
It's going to be a problem that most people that own crypto are going to have, I think.
Exactly. And they are. Okay. So you can start another policy. You could totally start another policy. You could pay back your loan. I'm of the mindset to do both. That's just me. If I have enough windfall to where I can take care of my loan, great. I've now just put money back into a position of liquidity, right? Good. Because I borrowed money to get those cryptos that did well for me anyways. I'm a good debtor. I pay it back. But I still have a crap ton of loot floating around in my world. It's time to get another policy. Now, before I talk about getting another policy, let me share another caveat to my policy. A part of my policy, I have a PDF account, premium deposit fund account, premiums deposit funds account.
In the
what
future,
is that?
Yeah.
For future deposits.
Future
and
payments.
For future payments. Okay, what does that mean? That means I have an account as opposed to my standard account that I've allowed the insurance company to withdraw from. There's an account that I can send money to that is a interest earning bank account, standard bank account. Mm-hmm. I do have to pay taxes on that interest that I'm earning in this little special account. But what the insurance company will do is they will pull my premiums from that account, including my PUA. But I do have to tell them to do that.
That's right.
And the maximum amount that that I can put in there with the policy that I have is 30,000. So that's 2 years of total premiums because I have a $15,000 a year policy. Okay, so now we's cooking some sauce here. So you're telling me that I don't have any more PUA base that I can fill up. I got no more PUA that I can throw over there to continually.
It's maxed out.
Okay, it's maxed out. I got loans I can pay. I got another account that I can deposit money in and say, hey, these policies are good for 2 years. I'm not going to have to worry about them. And I still have money left over to start another policy that I know I could take care of after I just secured this other policy over here and it getting what it needs and wants and etc. And count me in. That's one. That's
only one avenue. But
that's only one avenue.
But that is it. That paints the picture really well, Simon. That's exactly what one would do with it. Obviously, we're going to get into other methods too. And then people are going to be saying, well, what? Stop. Wait a minute. What do you mean get another policy? Why would I do that? Well, you just made a ton of money off crypto or precious metals or whatever your thing is. Well, you're a different person now. You're in a different tax bracket. You're worth more than you were before. You're a completely different individual financially than you were before. So you, all of a sudden, your little $5 or $10 or even $1,000 policy, you're looking at it going, wow, I maxed this thing out with $5,000. What am I going to do? Well, your next one's going to be 25 or whatever your number is.
Right.
You want to remember that you're going to have to pay that 25 every year for a few years here now. You don't have to, but you
do. Okay. It was explained to me like this. It was a very good explanation. Okay. Let's go back to the two parts of this contract, of this policy. We have our base. All right. Our minimum obligations that we have to meet year over year. Okay. And then we have the PUA, which is a maximum of X amount of dollars per year. That's the collateral side. That PUA is money that we can throw in that eventually that will equal cash value from that point going forward and onward. Okay. So when Alan's saying you might not be able to make that $25,000 a year, that's combined. That's called premiums. Base plus PUA equals premiums. Right. So when Alan says $25,000 a year, that's probably more like, hey, I got $10,000 that I have to meet on my base side and $15,000 that I can do max on the PUA side. Level PUA, by the way, level PUA. So I just wanted to make that reiteration.
No, that's true. Mark bought the book. Good move, brother, because you're going to want to reference a lot of the tables in that. Also, when let's say you're on episode 15 or 20, however many of these we keep doing every week, you're going to want to, when he and I have a concept and we may not have explained it very well, you can always go back to the book and go, well, I think he's talking about this. I'm going to make sure I'm going to ask him the following week. I'm not the authority. Simon's not an authority, but we will look it up and we will go over what we think Nelson meant. And that's why I'm not into Primerica. I'm not into IULs, and I'm not. Okay, there are reasons to buy term. There are. That is not. Yeah, that is not what this show's about. This show, my channel, is about making money. That's what we do here. We learn how to buy crypto. We learn which cryptos to buy. We learn how to hold it. We learn how to pay as little tax as possible while we sell these. We want to learn how to become our own bank. That's what this channel is about. And then once crypto starts going up and then we start having net asset values accumulate, we are going to come up with some better avenues, ideas, and we're going to crunch ideas together as to how you're going to make $100,000 a year for the rest of your life. How am I going to do that?
I'm not going to tell you guys. Sorry.
No, I have
a couple ideas.
Myself. right? Like trust me.
I know. We've talked.
Yeah, but
Your ideas are far better than mine.
but I just want to make sure that we're all clear on what we're doing here. Simon and I are helping you set up. You're an investor now. You're not a speculator. You bought the right coins. If you're watching my channel and you have the coins I talk about all the time, you bought the right coins. What we're trying to help you do now is to become your own bank, because the banking rules are just like playing in Vegas. Vegas doesn't care about who bets what. It's all in their favor. The game is for them. It's just volume is all they care about. You need to take advantage of that. You need to become your own banker. And once you understand that level of finance, you will never look back. You will never spend the rest of your life going, oh, that was the dumbest thing I ever did. That was some dumb idea, real estate scam, or I should buy multiple apartments. Any of these people that are selling these books about how to get rich quick. This is a fundamental, you're a bank now guy. This is who you are. This is how you will start to think. And the next thing you know, it'll become your life. And then you'll have a trust, and then you'll set up, and you'll be virtually tax-free, man. I can actually say that live. You can't say heal, you're healed on the internet, and you can't say tax-free. You just can't. Those are the two things. That's why I have to preface it with virtually.
Dude,
yeah.
Do you know Teresa personally? Sorry. I mean, she's. I'm sorry. I was just going through the comments. Man, she's doing good.
No, I know who Teresa
is. Over there. I'm okay. All right.
If I'm not mistaken, Teresa and I took a photo together. 2020. What's that?
Oh, I was asking if she was in Vegas. This
2023 she was. I didn't see her this year.
Okay.
I think it's the same person. Teresa, if I'm wrong, let me know. But I believe her name was Teresa. We took a photo with she and I just inside the convention hall. Sweet lady. And I'm pretty sure that's who she is. She's a good gal.
GA's got some good knowledge there too.
Okay, Teresa. No, that's not the Teresa I'm thinking of then. That's a different Teresa.
Well, dang it, Teresa, we're going to have to meet in person at some point.
Yes. Oh, and somebody else asked.
And anybody else? I mean, I'm all down for shaking hands, giving hugs, and
all that. We're about hugs around here.
Yes, huh?
Somebody else asked about Panama City in here.
Panama City.
We started the show with it, but those of you who didn't see it, Simon and I will be live and in person this month, the 17th and the 18th in Panama City. We will be at a particular condo. We're not sure exactly which one, but it's going to be on the beach. You're welcome to swing by, hang with the pool. We can take a walk on the beach. We can take a walk downtown, boardwalk, cruise around. We're probably going to all have lunch together, dinner together, and just hang out as a group. That's all we have planned. We're going to mainly talk Saturday and Sunday, mainly about crypto, I would guess, and IBC, and probably some trust. But we're going to hang out. It's not going to be a school. It's just going to be, hey, man, it's cool, great to shake your hand. Why don't you sit down? If you're going to be there and you don't want to be on film or you don't want to be recorded, let us know. But we'd love to sit you down and just do a little chat with you so I can have you on my show, or you can have you on Simon's show. And that'd be great. We'd love to do that.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I love meeting all the people in the space. I really do.
Teresa, I know you're a longtime Patreon member, but I thought you were a different lady. Okay. Yeah.
We are soul family. That's right. That's what I'm talking about. We are soul family. That's right. Wayne Little says, Getting close to start. Getting close to start IBC. You guys rock. Thank you, Wayne. Congratulations, man.
Yep.
Seriously, congratulations.
Love it, man. Love
That is. You know, I was chatting with JV today. I always chat with JV. It's no secret. And him and I are trying to come up with a strategy of how can I get all my money over to my banking system. You know, I'm really trying to look ahead here and see, how does that work? And not just, well, you just, send your funds over there. Can you just have short pause. Can you just give a short example?
It's
If I
what
made
you're
$1 million, yeah, if I made $1 million, okay, what's the next step to take in a quick step-by-step manner? Okay. You made $1 million before, okay. Step one, before you sell and get your $1 million, if it were me, I'd be definitely looking at IBC. Okay. And reaching out to a practitioner. We had Scott on the other day. We had JV on the other day. You can also, preview the Nelson Nass Institute and check out your local hood as well. However, there's a vetting process, that Alan and I are really, kind of going through right now because, we want to make sure that, well, you guys are going to be treated good. I mean, it's still insurance, right? There's still people out there that are, they'll rub. I don't want to say they're going to rubber stamp you. That's not what I'm trying to say, but to them, it's a business. They'll do their thing. They'll get you set up and then, you're out the door. We're not looking for that. Like we can get that anywhere within the IBC practitioner. We're looking for the people that really want to help, really willing to hang for life.
Yeah.
That's what we're looking for.
Let me get to this one real quick. All right. Okay.
Sorry.
This is how I would do this. Okay. Immediately. First of all, I would get your IBC started now. I don't care how much money you got. I would get it started now. You want to learn what the process is. You want to be your own bank. Okay. But the moment you make $1 million in coins and you're ready to cash out, okay, it's going to happen quick probably for you. So you're going to have to make some moves. First thing I would do, very first thing I would do is I would cash out 10 grand and I would get a trust with the first 10 grand I pulled out. I would get the trust in place. I'd get everything locked down. And then I'd pull my $999,000 out into the trust. That's what I would do. That's your 3 steps. You need to be IBC today because I don't care how much money you have right now. It doesn't matter. You need to understand how this process works, right? So you need to have that set up now. But if you're about to cash $1 million out, you better have a trust. You have to. Not maybe. I'm telling you, you have to. Not financial advice.
Why are you telling them they have to?
Because you're going to pay 35% capital gains on that.
Okay, so you're going to lose $350,000
instead of $10,000. How much better math do you want? Like, how do you want me to put it? Like, spend the 10 grand, the first 10 grand you make. So who cares if you pay 35% tax on the first 10 grand you make? You don't care. You bought it trust. The other 990,000 is virtually tax free. That's why you do it that way. Then I'm hoping that you already understand what the IBC is. You already have done it for a year or 2 or 6 months and you're rolling with it. And now you know what to do with your money the rest of your life strategically. You're not just a pile of money in a trust. You strategically know how to become a banker. So now all that capital that's in the trust that the man can't take from you, the system can't take from you, and your dirty neighbor who wants to, sue you for something can't take from you. You have to play banker with it. But you must secure it and you must not let greedy hands on it. So in a simple nutshell, that's how I would play that game. Yeah, it is a no-brainer. You're paying 10 anyway. 10 grand is a small price to pay. And newfound wealth like that, the first 100 grand flies out the door before you even open your wallet up. I'm telling you guys, it's amazing how fast it goes. And so you better cover it. Anyway, it was a great question, though. Good question. I know, Simon, you would go with IBC first. I would too, but I would have that rolling first.
That's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah.
And I scrolled off. You need to have that in play now.
Yeah, but if I had $1 million tomorrow, I would immediately I'd be on the phone with my broker. I
think it's too late.
What's that?
It's too late.
Yeah.
If you had $1 million already.
No, what he's saying is if I made $1 million.
If you had $1 million in crypto still there, not sold, then you need to transfer everything into a trust.
Before you sell them. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Don't sell your crypto and then look for a trust. The other way around.
Oak, it would transfer everything. So you transfer the remaining 930,000 worth of XRP before you sell. No, you sell $10,000 worth to go get a trust. You take that tax obligation for that, but then your other remaining $990,000 worth of whatever, you transfer ownership to the trust, and then the trust sells. Now granted, some of you might be thinking about, I peaked, now I'm going to sell. Okay. Well, if you sold that first $10,000 worth that we're talking about, get the trust in play. Not a bad move. Did you miss that super peak to sell everything? Yeah, but don't try to buy the top. Literally, don't do that. But you're going to do it anyways. I know you will. Everybody has to do it. No. but you're going to learn that it's not about the top. It's about taking profit on that way to the top is a safe place to go. Okay. I'm not going to squirrel off on that. So that would be the play there. Oak, is to sell enough to get things going. When things are going and ready to go, then you make your move. You don't make your move before. Yeah. There you go.
Yes. Yes, you would put your life insurance in your trust. Yes.
The trust would actually own the policy. You would just be the insurable thing.
Correct.
Okay, that's how that would work, Oak.
That's where we're at. Teresa, man, I'd love to meet you, girl. I know that's a ways.
Teresa, are you in the Florida area?
Yeah. I'm serious, guys. I don't care who you are, or what you're doing, man. Come hang out with us. It's just going to be nothing but good fun. I know it could be a long drive for all of you, but hey, I'm flying across the U.S.
Me too.
Thanks, MK. Yeah, and you guys should really check out. If you guys are into precious metals, the guy is absolutely crushing it, and it's Stacking Surfer. Guy, I'm telling you, his content is good. Really good. He knows what he's talking about.
Perfect. Alan, Teresa's in Kentucky. Now, I remember not too long ago, you were writing stuff down on a napkin about possibly doing 4 meetups a year in 4 different parts. And I think Kentucky was one of those spots, wasn't it?
It was.
We just didn't know where to go.
Yeah. I'm looking, actually, now I'm sort of looking at the Little Rock area now, too.
So there you go.
Yeah.
If I had an IBC in place for 10 years, I'd be 34. Oh, yeah, OG Mac, bro. Dude, get off this show right now and then go do it. Bro, you're gonna be sitting very good if you were able to do that. You really would, man. Your mid-30s. Let me tell you something about 30, bro. And everybody says it, and you're gonna hear it a lot. But your 30s are like your 20s, only you know more stuff. Imagine if you knew more stuff and you had the money to execute.
That's right.
Stuff that you know.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. OG Mac, that's great. XRP Ohio, again, thank you for that question and for all that simple pop. If I did this, what would I do?
How would I lay it
thank
out?
you.
Yeah.
Great. That's good things there. Good
And
question.
the cool thing is once I vet this guy that I'm working with, you guys will be able to get a discount working through him. So
if you're taking profits on your personal account.
I don't know why you had to yell. You will pay. No, you won't. Yeah, in your personal account. Yeah, I see what he's saying. No, he's right. If you personally cash out coins, God, what is the name of that company? Gary Cardone just bought it. Node 40. You guys should look into Node 40. I know it's more corporate, but they put out such great information on taxation of crypto. They're like crushing it right now.
So having an LL Luke S asks states, so having an LLC is just another step, correct? Putting the LLC into a trust, and the trust will own everything the LLC does. That is correct.
That is correct.
That is very, very much correct. Or
you don't need an LLC.
No, you don't need an LLC unless that's already set up. Okay. If the LLC currently right now today owns the crypto and that would just be easier for you, then yes, you could do that. Okay. Or the LLC could just transfer ownership to the trust also. I know I'm saying just transfer. There's far more hoops to jump through on that. Yeah. But I'm just saying, yes, it can be done.
LLC stands for lots of lost cash, by the way. That's what they stand for. The LLCs they're good in the short term, but they're not.
Well, don't be a sole proprietor or anything else. Just be member managed and you're okay.
Yeah. I mean, the problem is as soon as you put LLC on something, it just puts this giant target for the IRS. They just go, oh, wow, here's one. Oh, what are you doing with that? Why are you hiding from us? Yeah, it's just, yeah. There are a lot of problems with it, guy. A lot. Sorry about my dogs wrestling here behind me.
James L., you can go to a couple places. You can go to Amazon and type in "becoming your own banker." The book will look like this. Sorry, you can't see the title there because it's literally yellow, just like my screen here. But it's "Becoming Your Own Banker," 5th edition, by R. Nelson Nash.
R. Nelson Nash. It's the Bible.
Mama don't like a young one messing around. Huh?
She's teaching the puppy, what real is. Yeah.
Yeah. Respect the queen.
Yeah. Thanks, GA, man. I love you. Love having you guys in here, man. I'll tell you, we've had such great questions tonight. Every Tuesday night. I don't know what it is.
Teresa, you could do that too. And in fact, you should definitely be doing that. If the trust is the owner of the policy, the trust can also be the beneficiary.
Yes.
Specifically.
All of this you'll sit down with your person and they will say, okay, I need this. They're going to go, well, do you want this to happen in your life or do you want this to happen in your life? Well, I want that to happen. I want B, not A. Okay, then here, go this way. So it's what they work for you. That's the key. You paid the money, you get the service. That's the whole thing. And then you, for the rest of your life, get to save and earn and finally be responsible for the money and the great decisions and the trades you made and the ridiculous amount of income you're going to be making. It's not even maybe anymore. Did you guys, I don't know if you guys saw this. I've had 3 different people and 2 big crypto channels that are now talking about Ripple and what Ripple's doing. And I'm like, I haven't heard that. I've been listening to this one channel for like 3 years. I've never heard him say the word Ripple. And he's like, look what Ripple's doing. Look what they did here. They're up to 80 nations now. It's like, hello. Hello out there. This is not a zero-sum project. This is going to occur. Yeah, it's really
already
fun.
Already in play.
Already
in play.
Yeah. And I got so many great questions about what is RL USD, their stablecoin, going to do to the price of XRP. And so many people ask me the same question. It's really hard to boil it down in a nutshell, but essentially when central banking systems create money, they know that there's a need for money, right? So that liquidity, that flow of that new capital finds payments, places to go. Well, they don't like to put too much cash out there if it doesn't have a home to go to, like somebody buying something or purchasing something, or they like to stuff new money into things they like to inflate. Real estate comes to mind, stocks comes to mind, bonds comes to mind. They like inflating those things because why? Because the little man, it doesn't cost the little man more money to survive. So the system or the people don't feel the inflation when it goes to something arbitrary. It doesn't go to steak, chicken, or eggs, or the feeding of those. It goes into something that man doesn't live off of. So therefore, little guy doesn't feel the inflation when it gets. That's why the wealthy bubble is all the asset bubbles, right? Those are always the biggest bubbles, right? So what is crypto? Crypto is a perfect brand new little charming thing that came along that everybody, that the central banking systems can go, oh, stable coin, we like you. You buy our stuff, which allows us to print more of these digits. You have to sell treasuries to print more treasuries without affecting inflation. Perfect match made in heaven. That on top of the fact that when you buy a stable coin, you're actually buying a treasury bond because that's what they're buying. Ta-da! So now instead of just Japan and China buying U.S. treasuries, every little man around the face of the planet, no matter whether you're in some jungle in the Amazon who's got a phone, he's going to go, wow, I don't want to be in the Brazilian whatever. I want to be in a stable coin, which is backed by the US dollar. You understand what they did there. They put all the inflation in the thing that's supposed to stay level as a dollar unit. That's why it goes up and down, right? It wants to stay level with the US dollar, which is a complete lie because the US dollar constantly loses value because of the inflation of it. What is that? What is that disconnection between the stable coin, XRP coin, and XRP mean? It means that XRP can go up ridiculous amounts in asset value because it's not tied to the US dollar. The RLUSD is tied to the US dollar. It set XRP free is what it did. And a lot of people see it the other way around. It's like, why would they do that? I don't understand. It's just going to compete with it. No, it set it free. It enabled it to increase in value.
So
I hope I explained that well, because that's it in a nutshell, right?
Okay, I'm going to go a step further.
Yes.
You have this thing called God dang it, I almost did what you did. You have RL USD.
Yes.
Now, what's the difference between this and any other old fiat currency we got out there? Or the potential difference? Because I don't know right now today unequivocally. Well, it's backed by something. What? What do you mean? It's backed. What's it backed by? Something of value. Like what? Well, maybe it's backed by XRP. Let's go to Alan's scenario. Inflation's a problem. We got too much money in our hands. We got too many dollar bills. We got to put these somewhere. Okay. Well, let's do what we normally do. Put them in assets or put them into stuff. Housing, right? XRP, Bitcoin, etc. Got to put the world's inflation somewhere. So it goes up in dollar prices. If XRP is $15, let's say $20, easy math, and RLUSD is stable, it equals $1 per se, then that means for 20 XLR USD, you get 1 XRP, or 1 XRP is backing 20 of these RLUSD coins. Now, here comes the question. Can they make more RLUSD? Sure. Because the value of the thing that's backing it went up. That could be a thing. I'm speculating here just to drive a point home. Dollars aren't backed by anything. The new things that are coming out will be asset backed at some level. And that's already happening. I've seen papers on that, on what I just explained right there, what Alan just explained right there, via Mr. Mann, that does a great job explaining stable coins. Some stable coins might be backed by CBDCs. Some CBDCs will be backed by stable coins. Some CBDCs will be backed by other digital assets and physical assets. Like that's a thing. It's coming full circle. It really is. So enough on that, but there you go.
There will also be issuance going forward in time. Ripple will one day have an RL yuan or whatever, peso, whatever. All of that is to come. And the reason why is what I just explained in the beginning. You have to have a place to put the new digits being created.
Right.
And nation states aren't supporting nation states any longer. And nor should they. They should take care of their own people with their own currencies. And now, mysteriously or not, we have the perfect item. And now here's the most amazing part that we haven't even mentioned yet. Look what Tether did for Bitcoin. Hello. What do you think RL is going to do for XRP? All of this is really, this has already been done, guys. This isn't like maybe this, well, Alan, that's way out on a limb. It's like, no, that's what we've lived through the last 15 years, right? That's what we've lived through already. So it's a great time to be alive, guys. It just really is. And I'm proud that we're all in this space together because it's just so much fun. We're winning.
Main loss. My example I was trying to give there was if XRP went up to $20, okay,
yes,
then 1 XRP would arguably equal 20 RL USD if RL USD, the stablecoin, is backed by XRP.
That's right.
Okay. So basically what that means is if it's 50 cents now, then then digitally it takes 2 XRP to get 1 RLUSD, because 1 RLUSD is tied to the denomination of 1 US dollar, hence stablecoin. Okay.
That's right.
I was talking about the backing of the stablecoin, where US dollars right now are currently not backed by, well, I'm sorry, they're backed by stuff. It's called puff and smoke. Puff and smoke.
It is. Yeah. And if you're as old as I am, you remember HR Puff and Smoke. So you got to be really old to remember that.
I don't remember HR Puff and Smoke. Yep. Campfire story next time.
That was a cartoon in the 60s. Anyway.
Definitely don't remember.
This is a statement, Oak, that a lot of us really messed this one up. Okay. But this is what this show is going to be about over the next year. We are going to find more ways to make more money with your money or your crypto, and we're going to share them together, and we're going to do it together. And that's really what I'm so excited about. When Simon and I talk, like before the show and stuff, we talk concepts about what to do with what's this play, what's the percentage of this trade, and why would you do it that way? What are the benefits? What are the ramifications of it? That's my wheelhouse. That's my life. I don't sit around and go, well, did you hear what the communists did today? No, I'm not that guy. I'm the guy who
You're still around?
Yeah. Like, I can't spell communist. I'm the guy who says, oh, you got $100? Well, let's turn that into 110. Where are we going to do that at? What are we going to do it with? How are we going to make that happen for us legally? Yeah. And we're going to look back and laugh at the whole thing and go, wow, man, all I really needed to do is become my own banker to get rich like bankers get. Pretty simple.
That's right.
It's pretty simple, guys.
Just borrow the playbook. Just interject morals and ethics into it, and you're going to be just fine.
Teresa's older than Dirk. She remembers HR Puff and stuff. Yes, she does. Yeah. I was just a little baby boy. Please let me know how I meet you. We went over that.
Renegade, I'll just reiterate again. I know there's been a few people that have shown up late or midstream here or within the last 15 minutes. So Panama City Beach, August 17th, Saturday, and August 18th. Now that 18th is pretty much going to be till about 2:00 local time, because then we got to get up and get out of there and head back up to Birmingham, Alabama.
That means that he and I will be there talking till 4 or 5. But yeah, 2:00, we're going to be out of there.
Al might have to get Uber. Yes. So we'll be there for those all the Saturday and Saturday night is going to be the prime time to be there, meet, greet, say hello, talk crypto, talk IBC, talk love, talk life, whatever happens now or whatever comes up. There is no formal plan other than that's where we're going to be. And we're just going to really kind of go with the flow, walk the beach, walk the strip, have breakfast, have lunch, have dinner, stay up late, watch the sunrise come up and go, dang, man, I need a coffee. That's kind of the theme, if you will. Not that it's going to be like some rager or anything like that. No, it's just, we're just hanging out, talking shop. So how are we going to let people know? I suggested earlier in the show that we could post a location where we're at via X. Also, yes. Alan has his website. Yes. And those are the two go-tos for right now. I know people have Alan's cell phone number. I know some of the people that are coming have my cell phone number. So there's that. I will post on my Twitter. I might even just do a YouTube shout out and say, hey,
And-
here's where we're going to be, and blah, blah, blah. I mean,
Yeah, Simon, we
know.
have another Tuesday before we go, right?
right. Yes, we do. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so next
Yeah.
Tuesday we'll have an address.
Yeah. Yeah,
We
we
hope.
will. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so on next Tuesday's show we'll have an address. So
Right. We'll have an
show-
address of where we're going to be, staying.
Yeah.
As far as where we're going, no address.
Yeah.
We're going to go with the flow, man. Like the old high school parties back in the day.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Teresa, send me an email. Send me an email at
You going to put the email in the chat there, Alan?
I am, yeah.
Okay.
If I don't know if I'm gonna or not. I already did.
You know, I have my business cell that I've already put out there too. So
Oh, that's not correct. It's Al Staple. That is not correct. Anyway, alstaple@gmail.com. So we can re-put that. We got to get off the air here. Man, it's been 2 hours. Okay, guys, we're really we're more excited today about IBC, and no, it is not International Bank Business Company. That is not. That's a tax evasion for corporation. But yeah, that's not what IBC. It's infinite banking concept, correct? Yeah.
yep, infinite banking concept.
So
Infinite banking concept. That's
Right.
the trademark. That's the trademark on it.
Right. So I always call it IBS, which is Infinite Banking System. But anyway, he named it so he can run with it. But it is a concept and it is a tool, and we're all going to use it going forward. And I mean, I don't care how much money you got, you should do this, and you should learn how to do it because it teaches you what money is and how money works in a loop, and the liquidity of the loop around you is so key. We're going to get more into that in other shows. I got to get off the air because my voice is about gone. Thank you,
All right.
Joanna, for posting that. Let's see. We'll put that up. Thank you, Joanna. She spelled it correctly. You don't need the caps there, but it doesn't matter either way. All right. Love you guys. We'll see you next Tuesday, and we are out.